everyone, Normal Waluigi is back and he has a funky fresh haircut. Anyway, welcome to a video I've been working on for quite a while now. That's because I've been testing out all 36 vehicles from Mario Kart Wii in order to rank them from worst to first. Now this will take a while to do, so I'm doing part 1 here with numbers 36 through 16. Part 2 will be the top 15. And that'll be uploaded in a few days. Now, what are the traits I'm generally looking for in each kart/bike? I'd say speed, weight, and drift are the most important stats. Smaller karts and bikes will be lower on the list because they get pushed around a lot in this particular game. Now, inside drifting vehicles are also going to be higher. And generally, bikes are better than karts because, wheelies. So without further ado, let's get started. At number 36, in absolute last place, we have the Bit Bike. I can't even give it style points. The Bit Bike is a lame name. It is the absolute slowest vehicle in the game, and that speed can be debilitating if you're actually trying to hold a lead with this thing. Not to mention it's the second lightest vehicle in the game. It gets pushed around like crazy. It doesn't even make up for it that much with other stats. The only way it could possibly be worse is if it was a kart. At number 35, we have the Booster Seat. It's a little faster and a little heavier than the Bit Bike, but that's about the only nice things I can say, because it's still slow as molasses and still light as a feather. In fact, you could actually argue this is worse than the Bit Bike because it is a kart. At number 34, we have our first medium weight vehicle, the Zip Zip. This thing drifts horribly. The speed is only average and it feels light for a supposed medium weight vehicle. And it is indeed the second lightest medium weight vehicle. It has great off-road stats, but that's hardly redeeming considering the goal of Mario Kart is to stay on the road. At number 33, we have the Sprinter. Now this is our first vehicle that has a lot of speed. What did it cost? Well, Thanos can answer that question for us. Okay, it's not a terribly light vehicle either, but it handles terribly, accelerates terribly for a so-called sprinter, and it gets almost no mini turbo boost. It has a ton of just really bad stats that hold it back. At number 32, we have the Cheep Charger. This kart does have some solid stats. It takes nice turns and it has really high acceleration, but it sucks where it counts. That is, it's one of the slowest vehicles in the game, and of course one of the lightest. Being a light kart in this game sucks. It just does. At number 31, we have the Sugarscoot. Quite simply, it's bad in the most important 3 stats: speed, weight, and drift. It is the absolute lightest medium weight kart, and the Tiny Titan, a small kart, actually weighs more than this one does. Its other stats are pretty good, but it's not good where it counts. At number 30, we have the classic Dragster. It has very well balanced stats, but nothing particularly great, and its speed is pretty bad. There's just nothing too special about this kart. At number 29, we have the Phantom. So it's our first heavyweight vehicle, and it's a heavy bike too, so how could it possibly be this low? Well, for me at least, the Phantom has incredibly poor drift. It is literally the worst drift in the game. That makes it so hard to control, and none of its other stats are great either except for off-road, but as I said, the goal of Mario Kart is to stay on the road. At number 28, we have the Jet Setter. Now it has really high speed and weight, but we must once again ask, what did it cost? Pretty much everything. Acceleration normally isn't too important of a stat, but when it's this bad, it's this bad. But its drift is quite bad too, and its mini turbo boosts are barely existent. It's a quick kart and it's a mauler, but its other stats are awful. At number 27, we have Daytripper. Now I would play Daytripper by the Beatles here, but then this video would get copyrighted, so I'm not going to do that. Now the speed and drift on this thing are mediocre at best, making this a difficult kart to win with. Plain and simple. At number 26, we have the Wild Wing. This kart is a little higher than the Daytripper because it's bulky and fast with better drift, but its low handling can still make it hard to control, and it's another one of those karts where the acceleration is so low that it actually kinda matters. At number 25, we have Standard Kart Small. So obviously as a standard kart, it doesn't do anything particularly bad or good. other than its weight, which is obviously pretty bad. So yeah, what else do you want me to say here? At number 24 we have the standard bike small. It's barely distinguishable from its kart counterpart, with slightly lower speed and weight. So why did I put it higher? Wheelies, of course. Bikes got 'em, karts don't. At number 23 we have the Tiny Titan. This is the heaviest of the lightweight vehicles, meaning it doesn't get absolutely crushed, though it is still obviously a bit light. The Titan has solid overall stats, doing nothing particularly poorly. Plus it is the highest off-road in the game. I've been saying how that doesn't matter, but it's barely slower than driving on the actual roads with this thing. So the Tiny Titan is definitely an interesting kart, but it is a kart and it lacks elite speed, weight, and drift, so that's why it's on the lower half of the list. At number 22 we have the Blue Falcon. Yeah, it's a little bit better in Mario Kart 8, but it's the second best of the small karts. Now why is that? Well, great speed and solid drift stats will do that. Unfortunately, it's light and it is a kart. Clear disadvantages, as I've probably said a million times by now. At number 21 we have the Mini Beast. Now we are finally done with all these small karts. I'd say if it wasn't a small kart with outside drift, this Mini Beast would be pretty beastly. It has great speed, drift, and mini turbo boosts. And while it is still a light kart, it is on the heavier side compared to the other small vehicles. Only the Tiny Titan is heavier. At number 20 we have Standard Kart Medium. I mean, this is practically the most balanced kart in the game, what do you want me to say? It doesn't do anything that well, it doesn't do anything that bad. The only reason it's higher than all the lightweight karts is because, well, this kart isn't a lightweight. At number 19 we have the Standard Bike Medium. I'm sure you're noticing a pattern here. The only reason this is higher than the kart variant is because it's a bike and therefore wheelies. At number 18 we have the Super Blooper. Now this is basically the standard kart medium but with better speed and off-road stats. It's a very balanced kart just like the standard kart medium, and where it's statistically worse than the medium standard kart, not really by much. At number 17 we have the Standard Kart Large. It's like the standard medium and small karts, but heavier, therefore it can push other karts around a bit. And because it's another standard kart, it's not like any of its stats were seriously deficient. It's still quite balanced, as all things should be. At number 16 we have the Standard Bike Large. Quite the anticlimactic reveal, I know. Why is it better than the standard kart? Say it with me, folks. Wheelies. Wheelies. So anyway, folks, what do you think are some bad vehicles in Mario Kart Wii that you'd never want to use? You know, since that's largely what we've talked about today. Let me know, and I should have part 2 up quite soon. Now you guys have been waiting a lot for my uploads, so I should have part 2 up in the next few days, hopefully. Bye bye.